Well, good morning, folks. You look a little crooked. I ain't messing with it. My old camera holder there is just on. It's been on its last leg for a while. I need to order some new ones. So if I mess with it, it'll get all wonky. So anyway, using the microphone again, I forget to use this thing. If I'm recording with my other phone, I don't use. This doesn't work with my Android phone. So man, I hope y'all are doing well. Just the last week, look at all the leaves. I don't know if you can see all the leaves. We had our first freeze either last night or the night before, and it got down to 24 last night. So, but I think the night before it got down to 27. So, I'm gonna try to make this short. Yeah, I got things to do. I got to put this one in jars, and try to go get another one this afternoon. So, this week's topic is, and you've seen the title, you already know what it is. Is living off grid dangerous? And once again, Facebook is my source of comedy. It just cracks me up, some of the stuff. Okay, hold on. This camera is bugging the crap out of me. It looks like it's off level for me. And like I said, my tripod's broke. Okay, that looks better. Either I'm sitting crooked, maybe you're seeing me crooked now. Sorry. You look level for where I'm at. So anyway, make sure the microphone's out and all this other stuff. So anyway, the comment was made on a Facebook group. Oh my gosh, I don't see how y'all can live off grid. It's so dangerous. And several other people said, yeah, it's really dangerous to live off grid. I'm going like, really? And I get a phone call. Of course I do. So, let's get the mic back out. Could have put it on the other way. I don't know. So it got me thinking, is it really dangerous? And I asked, what is dangerous about living off grid? Give me an example. Been several days, they've never replied. So somewhere, someplace, they probably saw a YouTube video as somebody drama mama making it look like, maybe one of these, oh my gosh, this is about ended us videos or some stupid thing like that, one of them fluff videos. So I don't know. I don't know. They would never answer. But it got me to thinking, is living off grid dangerous? Well, and I'm trying to compare things that happen out here that's happened to when I lived in town or near town or on grid. Let's just say on grid. If you live alone, then you run the chance of getting hurt out here. And, I often think about that, especially when I'm a mile away from the cabin and no one, would know where I'm at. But that would happen if I was in town out hunting or something. So there's no difference there. I tried to take my cell phone, but a lot of times I forget, and a lot of times I just don't want to take the damn thing. So I don't sometimes. Now I will tell you, as I get older, my balance is not what it used to be. So on the ladder, you see me doing things right here on the ladder. Like I think last week I was, or maybe this week, I don't know when you seen the video, fixing my stovepipe. But that's a good ladder. It's a little giant ladder. I've had it 20 years now, I think. So it's a good ladder. But I'm, if anything, I would say I'm a little more cautious out here than I was when I was in town. I tend to take extra precautions when I do stuff out here. Maybe that's just because I'm getting older and hopefully, I don't do quite as much stupid stuff as I did when I was younger. I took a lot of risk when I was younger. Um, you get older, hopefully, you get a little wiser. Yeah, if I do that, that could end in tragedy. Uh, when you're younger, you just say, send it and let's see what happens. Got one life to live. Let's get it over with. When you get older, hopefully, some of us get a little wiser. Ladder work comes to mind first thing off the bat. The other thing is cutting uh, trees down in part. And like I said, I work alone. But is that any different than if you have a storm come through and you're in town, you're cutting wood up? Of course, you may have neighbors and stuff around if you get hurt, but you can still get hurt with your chainsaw or tree or something. I just don't see that as a negative. I've had a tree fall on me before when I was alone. Um, Knew better. Wind was like 25, 30, 35 mile an hour out of the south. It was, boy, it was getting it. But I was married the first time in my 20s and cutting firewood for money. And I needed to cut some firewood for money. And there was this one scraggly old bushy, it was short and fat, had a big old base, but didn't, probably 20, 25 foot tall oak, all limbs from the ground up. It's just a scrub oak or something we call scrub oak. But it was enough to make a pickup bed of firewood. And so I cut it, trying to get it to fall back south into the little section line road so I could load it easy. And I had it going my way, and that wind blew it and it twisted and came to the west where I was, and it pinned me. Luckily, all those limbs, lower limbs sticking out, stopped it from, because it had me bent over. It was across my back. Before I could get out of there, it had me down. That wind was just, and it jacked my back up a little bit. And probably still the reason my back's jacked up. But that, I lived in town, happened to drive out to the woods, cut firewood to sell. Doesn't matter if I was off grid or not. If that happened, you learn. Screw it. If the wind's blowing that hard anymore, screw it. So I just don't see what people think is dangerous about living off grid. Maybe it's the distance sometimes people live away from town. I've seen one lady said, "Well, I can't live off grid because I got to be near a hospital in case something happens to me or my husband." To which I always respond, I don't know what her problem was, but maybe if you lived off grid where less life is less stressful, maybe you don't need to live near in town near a doctor or a hospital. To each their own. But I mean, I could see maybe if you had to be near a hospital or if you had to, here it would take you about 30 minutes to get to the nearest crappy little hospital. I rarely ever hear ambulance out here. Rarely ever. If I hear a siren, it's usually the cops. So put that in perspective. Um, so I hear them going here or there, someplace like that. So um, I just don't know. Maybe y'all have some ideas of what would be more dangerous off grid, living off grid, than on grid. Or when I think living on grid, I think of living in town. Okay, that's my mindset. When, of course, I know I could live on grid if I hooked up to this power. I got it. But when I'm thinking off grid versus on grid, that's what I'm thinking, town versus living out here. So I just don't know. I wish they would have, one of them who said it was dangerous would answer me and tell me what is so dangerous about living off grid. Um, got your water, you're carrying it in, you got a well, you're getting Um, Rain catchment, I don't know. I don't know how that would be more dangerous than getting it out of a county rural water. If you have animals, maybe, I don't know. Maybe the rooster attacks you, and but that happens when you're on grid too. So, um, I have some stories on roosters. Um, I don't know if y'all have an idea why people think living off grid is more dangerous than living on grid. Let me know. I just don't know what it would be. But as far as I'm concerned, living off grid to me is safer than living on grid. And when I'm thinking again, my mindset is living out here versus living in town. To me, living near town is far more dangerous than living out here. Pulling out your driveway, living in town or near town is more dangerous, more risky. You know, I seen a meme. It's about Halloween. I seen a meme on Facebook, and some Joker dressed up in one of those horror film slasher guys. Not the Freddy guy, but the guy with a hockey mask. And he's standing on a street corner with a knife. And my reply was, I wouldn't try that in a small town in the South. And it just really, man, it butt hurt some people. I'm sorry, but if some joker is with a mask is on the street corner and I pull up to it and he's got a knife, he's walking towards my car, things are not going to end well for him. Don't care if it's a rubber knife or not. I'm going to get out and say, is that a rubber knife or is that a real knife? Are you going to really attack me, or are you just trying to be a dumbass and and play a Halloween prank? I don't care what you're trying to do. My threat level just went up, and I will deal with it. It's like that little bully kid that was bullying that DoorDash driver, and DoorDash driver shot him. His mom goes, "Oh, we don't agree with that verdict." But the DoorDash driver was acquitted because this kid was a big bully, freaking bully. He got exactly what he deserved. He better be lucky it wasn't a 45, or his mom would be burying him. Sorry, I've chased that squirrel. That has been a hot subject to me. That kid got exactly. He was nothing but a YouTube bully that do stupid pranks, and he got exactly what he deserved. And that DoorDash driver, that dude shot him smooth as. I mean, he just boom walked off like he does every day, man. So, but he, that kid that was bullying him was a jerk. Got exactly what he deserved. And his mom, well, lady, you shouldn't have raised a punk bully. Probably gave him everything he wanted. Don't get me started. So anyway, living off grid, is it dangerous? I just don't see it. Like I said, I see it being a lot more safer than living on grid, especially in town. If y'all can think of something, let me know. But if you're thinking about moving off grid, oh, it's just too dangerous. Let me know what you're saying is too dangerous about living off grid, because I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't have nothing for to me. Everything's safer, other than, like I said, the ladder work or something like that. But that risk lives in town too if you're doing ladder work. Um, Ladder work's just dangerous. Anything like that is dangerous. Cutting firewood doesn't necessarily have to be off grid thing. It's, I had a wood stove and a fireplace when I lived on grid. So I just don't know where they get that it's more dangerous. I think it's more. I think it comes from these drama YouTube channels. The one goes, "Oh my gosh, we could have lost it all right here." Like what? And you look. I don't even watch those clickbait. Those clickbait channels are just fluff. Um, They're not, to me, they're not even worth watching. So I just laugh at the but people eat that stuff up, man. They eat that stuff up. But maybe they're on there with their drama, you know. Oh my gosh, it was so close. People, we were so scared. We almost lost it all. Freeze come and killed my petunias. Whatever. I don't know. They could have lost it all. Like really. Oh my gosh. So leave me some ideas. What if you've lived off grid, or if you even if you don't, and you think there's something about living off grid that's more dangerous, just leave a comment. Let's because I'm not seeing it, folks. Not on a small scale like this. And I don't live in the safest area. But then again, if you're in town or city, you probably don't live in a safe area. I don't consider a town or a city safer than living out here. I consider this safer. Although I've got some unsavory characters. Oh, huh, good pal still down there. I seen something red down there. I'm like, what is that? It's good pal. I figured something would have done and carried it off and ate it. So anyway, leave me an idea of something. Because I've been thinking about this last several days ever since I read that response on Facebook. I just don't know what could be more dangerous. Getting buried by leaves, I guess. No, you got that in town too. So anyway, I got work to do. I got to put that little boy in the jars today. I can all my meat. I don't have a freezer here. Um, don't even have a refrigerator. This 30-degree weather right now is my refrigerator, and it's I'm thinking there's going to be some gloves put on here in a little bit. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I just, if you're one that says, "Oh, living off grid is dangerous," I can't do that. Let me know what you consider dangerous, more dangerous about living off grid than living on grid or living in town, or whatever. So hope y'all have a great Friday. I'm gonna get off here. I got work to do. We'll catch you later. What are the 5 things that should be banned in the U.S. as of yesterday?